There are thousands of NBA 2K YouTubers that are constantly putting out the best builds, but in today's video, I made your life simple. I took the 10 best builds from every NBA 2K creator and put them all into this video. All I ask in return is that you guys do me a favor and smash the like button and sub to the channel if you're new. Without further ado, let's get right into this action. Now, obviously, we're gonna start off with the big Choc's build, man. I dropped a video on my build. If you guys did not watch that, make sure that you guys check it out after this because it has all of my animations, my jump shot, my signature styles, my motion styles, everything that you guys need is on that build video. So make sure that you guys check it out. And if you guys can do me a huge favor and smash the like button right now, guys, I'm doing 30 days of uploading, 30 daily uploads, man. Smash the like button, it helps me out a ton. But look, this is obviously my glitchy build. I cap breakered my speed to get 92 speed. I also cap breakered my ball handling to go from 90 to 95. And then I use my cap breaker from 94.3 to 99.3. So this build overall has no weaknesses. There's not one weakness on this build. This build right here is an absolute demigod. And if you guys want to see this build live in action, I'm streaming live every day. So be sure to pull up and come through at any time, man. I have a dope community and I guarantee you guys will have a good time if you pull up. But yes, this is my build. I would recommend you guys to make this one over all the next builds you're gonna see, but I want to give y'all variety. I know some of y'all are gonna want different builds, you're gonna want different play styles, but this right here, this build is the one, chat, I'm telling y'all. So this right here is Badge Plug's Demigod 7-foot center build. Now, I don't know if he ever even posted this build anywhere. I don't even know if it's on his YouTube. I could not find it anywhere. However, this is one of the best center builds that I've played with specifically in the park. Now, as you guys can see, this build is going to have a 95 offensive rebound, which you can use your first set of cap breakers to get to 99 rebound. On top of that, you have 93 pass accuracy, which is going to get you Hall of Fame dimer that you can use your +1 season boost to get to legend dimer. So having a center with legend dimer and 99 rebound helps out a ton. Having that 88 interior defense is going to allow him to get a lot of paint stops, especially on post scoring bigs or just big men in general. And again, being that he's 7 foot with a 7'8" wingspan, he's naturally always going to control the glass. And then having that 94 strength and the ability to set hammerhead screens with a 90 standing dunk, overall, this build absolutely controls the paint, and that's what he made it to do. It's more of a 2 center, but again, in my opinion, you can make a few tweaks to this and use this in 5v5. I like this build a lot, and I'd recommend you guys to give it a try, especially if you are somebody that prefers to run the 2s. Build number 2 that we have is First Legend Cashout's build. Now, this build to me is a little bit confusing. I'm not entirely sure what the thought process was with this build, but it works for him. If I had to guess, the reason that he made his build like this was to get 99 perimeter and 99 3, and he's probably just going to run around index without the ball on 2s and 3s. He's not going to be the type of guy that does a lot of dribbling on this build, obviously, as you guys can see, because he has low ball handling, but having that 99 3 attached with a 99 perimeter is going to give him a huge advantage in the park. And being that he's not a dribble head in the first place, it just works out really well for him. He also went with max strength, which is going to get him more blow-bys when he does put the ball on the ground, and it's going to allow him to get more bump animations when he's playing defense. So even though it's a weirder build, I do understand the thought process, and I kind of like it for something different. If you guys are looking for something a little bit more off meta, this could be a build for you. Now, this right here is Chomoma's lock build, and I'm going to be completely honest with you guys. I like this build a lot. Now, there's a few tweaks that I would personally do that I'll talk about in a second, but overall, look at the build. It has a very high 3-pointer. It also has solid ball handling, and then it has phenomenal defense. Those 6'4" locks get the ability to do everything. Now, if I personally was making this build, I probably would have dropped the rebounding a little bit to try and get more speed. I'm really valuing speed this year, and I've noticed the difference when I have speed versus when I don't. So I would definitely recommend that if you guys are looking at this build, maybe consider dropping your rebound a little bit or your dunk a little bit in order to get that speed, because 70 and 80 dunk is not a world of a difference. But overall, I do like this build a lot. He has the ability to make a play if he does catch the ball on his lock. And then again, he's a lockdown, so he has everything he needs. He can use his cap breakers to have 99 perimeter and 99 steal. Overall, this is a really underrated build, and I think Chomoma did a great job with this. I'm very impressed. Now we have Cheeseaholic's point guard build, and this is a stage build, okay? As you guys can see, he went with the 94-3, y'all know what he's trying to get into, and then the 95 ball handle with the 91 speed with ball. Now, I don't think he made this build with cap breakers in mind, and honestly, there's some things that you could definitely change in this build, but I don't think this build is bad at all. I know a lot of y'all are going to want to make Cheeseaholic's build because you are a fan of Cheeseaholic, and again, I don't blame you guys because he definitely plays with the build and makes it look a lot better than it is. But if you guys are somebody that has your cap breakers, I would recommend you guys dropping a few things, okay? As you guys saw in my build, I went with a 90 ball handling to cap breaker it to 95. You want to have that 95 so you can get Steve Francis, but you also want to save your attributes to put in other valuable places. I think one of the biggest mistakes that people make, if you're somebody that's going to play the game and at least get your first set of cap breakers, when you're making this first build, you should consider putting your cap breakers in, because the worst thing you could do is make a build and then have to make another one when you finally do run into your cap breakers. Now we have Clutchupnext build, and I'm going to be honest with you guys, he has a very good concept here. So let me go ahead and put you guys into the thought process. He's using his season 1 attribute upgrade and putting it to 95 ball handling so he can get Steve Francis. And then he is a veteran too, so he is using his cap breakers to have a 99 mid-range and a 99 three-pointer, which is what a lot of people are starting to do. Because the shooting has been a little bit inconsistent, people are going with a 99 mid-range in order to make all of them. Now here's my thing. After testing an 85 mid-range, which guys, if you did not know, an 85 mid-range is the pure green window. I don't personally believe that you need to go to 99, but I understand why people are doing it because the green window is huge. But overall, this is a really, really good 5'9" build. It can play defense. It has good steal. It's going to make all of its open dunks. And then again, once you have a 99-3 and a 99 mid-range, it's going to be very hard for you to miss shots. And I totally understand the concept that he was going with here. Now let's talk about Igy Mo's pop center build for the stage. Okay, he went with the 6'7", 7'3" wingspan, which is the meta height for the stage, guys. And as you guys can see, 75 pass accuracy. He's not using this build on 5s, okay? So he doesn't need to have a ridiculous pass accuracy or anything like that. But again, when you're playing 3s and you're playing game modes like that, he has to guard the pick and roll, and he has to be the primary screener and stuff. So it's very hard to make a build that can do a little bit of everything. But I do think he did a great job of incorporating all of the important things. He's going to use a cap breakers to get his defensive rebound up, and by doing that, he will get Hall of Fame rebound chaser, which he's pairing with a 90 vertical, which I do personally believe is really good. And when you get your cap breakers and you put them in good spots here, this overall is going to be a build that you should not struggle with. Having that 79 three-pointer, you should be able to make all of your open threes, especially off of Dimer. And then he has enough finishing to the point where if he has a wide open dunk, he's going to take it. Again, as somebody that's setting the screen and has to play defense, this is the tough part about being on like a 7-foot build when you're playing 3s, because you have to guard the pick and roll at the same time. With this build, him being 6'7" with an 88 speed, he's going to be able to do just that, and that's going to help his team win games. Now we have Joe Knows LeBron James build. Now we all know it is very hard to make a build similar to LeBron James for the sole fact that LeBron James is a demigod. 2K does not let you make demigods like that. But this is about as good as you're going to get in terms of making him, okay? He has good playmaking, he has good finishing, and then he has good shooting. There's really no weaknesses. One thing that I do like about this build is it is a matchup nightmare in terms of having that offensive rebound. Because he is running the primary guard on this build, he is going to be able to be a matchup nightmare. Being 6'8", 250 pounds, he's going to be seeking mismatches, okay? He's going to be hunting the point guard on offense. You can't really go at a pure lockdown on a build like this. What you would have to do is you'd have to find the point guard. So if the point guard's guarding the lock, you need a screen from the lock. If the point guard is guarding the center, you need a screen from the center. You're basically going to be trying to play matchup ball. And I like this build a lot. It's a very fun build. And if you guys are looking for a build that you're going to have a lot of fun on, I think this would be a good place to start because it is everything that you need to kind of dominate. Now we have Solo center build. And I'm going to be honest with y'all. I like this build a lot. And here's why. What a lot of people do when they make their center builds is they either put their offensive or defensive rebound up and they leave the other one down. To me, I don't like that because it's very clear that you get bad animations on whatever end you have down. I like this right here because he's gonna have a 99 rebound and he has a maxed out vertical. The only thing that I would recommend if you guys are going to make this build, the one change that I would make is I would recommend you guys to put your free throw up a little bit, okay? I'd recommend you guys to either drop your driving a little bit or your standing. Something would need to be dropped a few points in order to get free throw, just in case you ever play 5v5, just in case you ever play rec center. You never know what your homies are gonna wanna do, man, and you don't wanna be the guy that's out there with a 39 free throw in the rec center getting hack-a-shacked. But overall, a lot of people probably will not like this build, but I like this build solely for the fact that he's focused on what he needs to be focused on. He's got his rebound up, he's got his defense up, and he's got his pass accuracy up. That's what he's bringing to the team. Now we have young Dirk's meta center build, and again, it's just gonna be a little bit different. The one thing that I don't really get with young Dirk's center build is the ball handling. It's the one thing that's a little bit confusing to me, but maybe he's Jokic. If you guys are looking to be Nikola Jokic out here, you guys can make this build because he can obviously push the tempo a little bit with this thing with the silver unpluggable and the bronze handles for days. He can push it a little bit. But as you guys can see, he's going to get the 99 rebound. He is going to have good enough strength. Listen, the build is not bad at all. As I said, you get the 94 mid-range, which is going to be a very, very solid threat in terms of being the guy that takes the ball and can make all of his mid-range pops. And then an 83-3, you can make your three-point pops. Shoot, you can shoot fadeaways on this build, okay? This is more of an offensive center, okay? If you guys are a center that, you know, let's say you're playing 5v5 and you're not really involved defensively and you never are, your team doesn't really rotate and you're kind of just a corner guy on defense, I would recommend you looking at something like this because this build is kind of an offensive juggernaut. The only thing I would recommend is trying to get that pass accuracy up a little bit, but overall, really good build, and I think you'd have a lot of fun, especially on the offensive end. And look, man, y'all know if you watch the end of the video, I always got y'all with a bonus build. If you made it this far, comment bonus build. Now look, this right here is Swag Godly's brand new power forward build. Now, we lab something like this out, okay? It's kind of like Igy Mo's build. The thing that is different from this build than everything else, okay? Number one, the 94 steal goes to 99 steal. Boom, so you have a 99 steal with a super high defensive rebound and high speed, high mid-range. The only downside to this build is the low pass accuracy. But at the end of the day, how many fast breaks is your power forward really throwing? Me personally, I love running the break, but I would so much rather my power forward steal every slip and get every rebound than maybe us throw 3 to 5 more breaks a game at most. And 5 is really pushing. It's more like 2 to 3 extra breaks a game. Honestly, I like this build a lot, and if you guys are looking for a power forward, make sure that you guys check it out because it goes absolutely crazy. And make sure that you guys check out all these people's YouTube, man. They all go crazy. They have all their sigs. If you guys want to copy any of these people, copy their signature styles, all that, make sure that you guys check out all their YouTubes, man. They all go absolutely crazy. And I appreciate you guys for watching this video, man. Let me know what you guys want to see in the comment section moving forward. And as always, your boy Choc. Stay tuned for more, and I'm out. Peace.